What is up, Geeks and Geekettes? It's another episode of the Countdown to the Geekcast. My name is Ted, aka Steady. This is the Haunted Mansion, as you, I'm sure, are familiar with. And the guy to my right here is one and only Retro Ray.
What's going on, guys? This game was the best game ever when it came out. Best jump scares ever. I am looking forward to talking to these guys.
Absolutely. We have a very special live stream for you all. There's a event going down this weekend at Ingram Park Mall. It's being put on by Retro City, the fantastic group of Retro City, who've been putting on just a number of incredible events. We had so much fun last weekend at the Game Fest with the Mortal Kombat clan, and we're gonna bring on our two of the three celebrity guests this weekend, Joe Whyte and Heidi Anderson, who you guys know better as Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine from Resident Evil. What's going on, guys?
Hi.
I
Thank
love your
you.
opening. Is so dramatic.
Yes.
That was like total professional, high-end motion graphics. Who's responsible for that? Who did that? Was that
Yes.
you?
We've had a number of contributions from folks on the team, so it could be from a number of folks. But we are so excited you guys are joining us this evening, and we got so much to talk about because, as I already mentioned, this weekend is Nemesis Fest, Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's being put on by Retro City, the fantastic folks, Joel, and the team over there. And for folks who aren't aware, Ingram Park Mall is at 6301 Northwest Loop 410, San Antonio, Texas 78238. Basically, Ingram and 410, the northwest/west side of town. So do not miss it. It's going to be a fantastic time and free parking, free to get in, and come see these two legends in the flesh.
And
Joe and Heidi.
It's also
Yes.
free. It's also free if you just want to walk up and say hi. It's
Yeah.
free to do that too. We
Yes.
love to meet anybody who plays the game. We love gamers and we love our Resident Evil fans. So
Yeah.
bye,
Yeah.
say hello.
Come
Yeah.
tell them how much they scared your childhood and your teenage years and how many nights you went without sleep because you were just having nightmares and you were worried what was in your closet because of this game.
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
We may have-
it's totally true. I have to say, you guys, I spoke at Career Day at a local high school in California, and I was so happy to be able to share with these kids what the fans have shared with me and Joe over the last year since we've been meeting fans and having events like this. I've heard so many amazing stories about how Resident Evil has been an important part of their life, with their family members, in relationships with, say, parents or siblings or cousins or uncles or nieces or nephews, about how it got them through difficult times. There's just so many amazing stories that that really told me the importance of Resident Evil, and I'm so honored to have been in the game.
Do you remember that young lady that walked up to the table? I forget exactly. I think it was at the Pasadena retro game convention. Young lady walked up to the table, tears in her eyes, and she's shaking, and she
Wow.
walks up to the table, and she just says, you were my dad's favorite character, and the thing is, playing Resident Evil was my dad and our father-daughter time. It was as that was our bonding time. It was what we did for fun, and he wanted so much to come to this show, and he died about a month ago and couldn't make it. And so I'm crying.
Yeah.
Heidi's crying. The girl is crying. Everyone around her. It's like it was just. But again, it's that deep attachment that people have to this game.
Yeah.
I know it's not the only video game that has that.
Yeah.
But it is a little. It is extremely gratifying when people come up and tell us what the game means to them on a deeper level, other than just pure entertainment. It's a
Yeah, you just would. I didn't expect it from a survival horror genre. That people would say, this is how I bond with my family member, or my fiance, or or my husband or wife. I mean, it's like, really? Wow. It's cool to find out.
It is. It really is. I seem to have frozen here. I don't know. Am I frozen to you guys too?
We can see you. We can see you just fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
absolutely. It's and it's got to be wonderful for you guys to hear. Were you surprised? I mean, I know that the franchise has been going on for it just surpassed now 30 years. Is that correct? I believe it. Well, almost 30 years, right?
Well, the first one came out in '96.
Right, exactly. So we're about to hit 30 years. And does it ever surprise you how many fans you have and how deeply invested they are in the franchise? Like what's sort of the strangest thing or maybe the most surprising thing someone's told you about their experiences or how much they actually love the franchise?
Heidi?
Well, I gave you some examples already. One really funny one I remember is a guy said, "I never let you die." I was like, thanks. That's awesome. I mean, that's a cool thing. Actually, really cool.
It really is. It really is. What's the strangest thing? I don't know what the strangest thing is. I get one guy told me he lost his virginity to Resident Evil, but
he said that. Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
I was like, okay, how did you do that and play the game at the same time?
Oh, good question. That's a good question.
It takes a certain amount of flexibility, but folks,
That is talent.
That's talent.
That is multitasking at its finest, if you ask me.
Exactly. Right.
Did you ever imagine or just when you were working on the first game, what were your sort of thoughts going into it? Was it just kind of a simple thing? Was the team surrounding the game, were they kind of excited because they were thinking they were onto something? Were there folks kind of projecting that this would become like an extremely popular game going forward, or do you remember anything about those first days or weeks working on it?
I don't think anybody had a clue as to how big this game was going to be.
Nope.
Wow.
I certainly didn't. I mean, when I did the game, I wasn't a gamer at the time. I became a gamer because of this game.
Oh.
Because I wanted to see what my voice sounded like, and it was my first video game. So I bought the game and I bought a GameCube and started playing, became completely addicted from then on. I mean, I'm a huge gamer now. But I don't think there was not enough of a track record at the time, the first one had come out and it was definitely a hit, but I don't think anyone knew how much more the franchise would grow and continue to push boundaries, graphics wise and story wise. Just wasn't on the table yet.
Yeah.
So
And might I add,
Right.
we didn't know how big video games were going to be back then.
Good point. Good point.
And so as an actress, I was sent on this audition and I got the job. And in my agent's office, it was kind of like, okay, yeah, you can do the video games. Like, not a big deal. It's not a big win, but you can take it. It's like, okay, thanks. So we just didn't know that video games were going to be such a huge success and that Resident Evil would be so amazing.
Right. Yeah, just no idea. In fact, after I did the game, I kind of forgot about it until I played it. I played
Sure.
it a lot. But I didn't think about the extended community or the legs that the game would have until about 2014. I got a phone call from a guy from England who had a podcast, the podcast that I'm now with, the Crimson Head Elder podcast. And he called me out of the blue and said, I've got this podcast I'd like you to be a guest on. Would you like to come on and talk about your experience as a voice actor? And I said, sure, of course. And it wasn't until I did that I realized that there was this fan base out there, and there's a whole community and other websites, people fascinated by all the trivia that surrounds all of the games, and really opened my eyes to the broader reach that video games have in the world. Even more so today. I mean, people actually make livings off of playing video games, and
Right?
good living,
Mhm.
very good living.
Who would have thought?
And
And
there are college teams.
Yeah.
What?
right?
I was
yeah,
like, what? There's a
competition.
what?
Gosh,
It's a big deal.
it's a huge deal. I always knew because I worked in the entertainment industry at the time as a modeler. I was also a 3D modeler. I am a 3D modeler. I'm just about to retire actually this year from working in the animation industry for 30 years. I started working at Disney in '94, and what was my point? The point was that I was seeing it from two sides. I was seeing it from the actor side, and I was also seeing it from the side of the people who were making games, and just seeing how I knew at that time that video games were going to continue to grow graphically because the development of graphics cards for 3D modeling and for visual effects were every year it was doubling and doubling. That I forget the name of that.
Exponentially?
There's a exponentially, but there's a name for the process of computer chips expanding like logarithmically over time. Actually gotten kind of to the end of that. There's no computer processors can't get any smaller pieces on them because it's becoming atomically impossible. But I knew that there was going to be a time when feature film quality graphics would be coming to video games, that we would be crossing that gray area. There used to be the way video games looked and that 8-bit and the old-fashioned stuff, and then there was feature film visual effects. And I saw even back then that they were going to meld together. At some point, video games were going to have enough power to have really good graphics. I mean, the same amount of detail that feature films had. So I was really excited to where it could go. And our game, the 2002 remake, was kind of the first game that punched up the graphics aspect of the video with the pre-rendered backgrounds and making you feel that much more immersed in the environment. That was a huge step forward for video games, and those weren't even real backgrounds; those were pre-rendered, just images that you're walking through. But I mean, now today you look at some of the stuff they're doing with Unreal Engine and RE Engine. I mean, it's the sky's the limit. There is no, you can do anything you want, and it's absolutely cinematic. And I'm very excited for where video games are going to go. You know, it'd be nice. It would be awesome to have fully immersive video game movies where you could go watch a movie that had part of it was a game that you could actually play, and maybe you're wearing, you know, a headset and you're totally immersed in the environment. I think that's a possibility.
And then you have a
wow.
breakout room or something to make some decisions.
Ooh.
Yes. Wouldn't that
I
be
think we're on to something here. That's fantastic. Also, though, if it's like a Resident Evil movie, like I don't know if I could handle that.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could either. I played Resident Evil 4 with the Quest, MetaQuest
Yeah.
headset on, and it scared the poop out of me. I mean, I really, of course, I'm old, so that's easy to do.
It must be a thing that happens when you get older because yeah, some of these horror games, I anxiety starts setting in, and it's it kind of it takes over a little bit. It's kind of tough. Ray, you've played a bunch of the Resident Evil games, probably a little bit more than I have. I've played maybe half of them. But Ray, what do you want to ask Heidi and John? Joe, sorry.
Well, of course, this game that you guys worked on was pre-internet, was barely coming out. It was barely getting, the internet speeds were getting up there. There wasn't very many tutorial YouTube yet where you could watch the gameplay at that time. You actually had to physically play it. When you guys, because of course you guys are filming in the booth and you're just reading off lines. When you got to see your cutscenes and for the first time, how was your reaction seeing that? The interaction in the cutscenes and how they looked, on the game. What was your experience for the first time for both of you guys?
Do you want to go first, Joe?
Sure. I was knocked out. I mean, just absolutely like, wow, this is Wonderland, man. We've crossed over. We're through the looking glass now. This is a whole new deal. It was just exciting. It's exciting to be a part of it.
Nice.
And
I'm still very humbled by the fact that I, was just in the right place at the right time and got chosen to do this little part. It's like Heidi said, my agents didn't even hear about this. I didn't get this job through auditioning. My wife was the office manager at Sound Deluxe where they were doing the recording. I went in to have lunch with her, and the casting person was there. The casting person knew that I was doing voiceover at Disney because I was working at Disney at the time. And she said, "Would you like to jump in the booth and audition for this part?" And I said, "Sure. What is it?" She said, "It's a video game. It's called Resident Evil." And it was not a lucrative thing for me to do. I hardly made any money off of the game, but the experiences that I'm going through now, going to the conventions and meeting the people out there, oh my gosh, absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth everything. And I could never have foreseen the amount of love that I would get back from the community for having done this voice, and it was early on. I mean, I had just started doing voiceover.
Wow.
So there are things in the game that I would go back and change, that I would redo. Now that I have, years and years of experience doing it, I would love to punch it up a little bit if they ever re-record the audio. But
I was going to
we'll
ask
see.
you about that. When the remaster came out, did they ask either one of you to go and do anything additional?
No.
Nope.
It just looked incredible, but all
Nope.
the same audio.
No. But I'm
Absolutely.
going to jump off of what Joe said, and I'm just so honored that until the day I die, I'm Jill Valentine from Remake. I am, and I own it. I'm owning it so big. I've got the wig, I've got the beret. I'm like, yes, that is me. I did
She
that.
rocked. Right.
It's great, you guys.
Absolutely.
I am so thrilled. It was dumb luck that I got this part. And here 20 years later, people want to talk to me about it. That's amazing. It's amazing. I'm so thrilled and excited. And by the way, when I first heard that there were cutscenes, I didn't know what that was. I had never seen Resident Evil, heard nothing. And then the fan site, Crimson Head Elder, who reached out to me as well, they said, so what do you think of the game? And I said, well, I've never seen it. And they said, well, you haven't seen the cutscenes? And I said, what's a cutscene? So they told me. And so I went on YouTube and I was like, oh my gosh, that's my voice. My voice. And this is 15 years after you guys. I was like, what? That's me. And I was just really, really taken aback. And then once I got past the whole, oh, that's my voice, I could really just sit down and look at the art. And I love, love, love the art in that game. I love the lighting that comes from all kinds of different sources and how it shades the rooms. I love the flooring, the art on the walls. What does that say about what's happening in the scene? I mean, I've just learned so much over the years, and it has this really great immersive quality to it. And that's just on YouTube. I haven't played the game, so I can't even imagine what an escape that must be, to be like with the headset in the dark room and a big screen. You know, I mean, so
it can be overwhelming. It can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, especially when you're playing the game as a gamer, you're limited to your ammo. You're trying to keep yourself alive, like keeping Joe alive by getting your plants and your to prevent you getting poisoned.
Right.
And you're doing all this, trying to maintain that at the same time, figuring out like where are these little things that you need to pick up along the way. But in the same process, you have the jump scares.
Yeah.
That's what really got you, because you, as a gamer at that point, there was no YouTube, so you couldn't know what was to expect when you were taking that turn. And that was what the best part of it.
First time I played it and went down that white hallway, the big one where the dogs jump through the windows. That seriously, I was sitting on the floor in front of and I jumped. I think I probably jumped 6 feet. And I was like, okay, well, this is going to be a new experience. This is not Mario Brothers. You know, this is a different kind of video game we're going to experience here. And I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to coming to San Antonio this weekend. My first time. Actually, it's not my first time in San Antonio, but it's my first time coming to San Antonio for an event.
Nice.
I was there last year briefly, just on an overnight thing. But I did get to go to the Alamo. I did see the Alamo, so I remembered to go to the Alamo. And that was exciting too, because it's something I've heard about, since I was a child. The Alamo, and I finally got to see it. So yeah, we're really looking forward to being there this weekend and meeting all you guys. And
is this your first time too, Jill, coming to San Antonio?
First time for me in San Antonio.
Fantastic.
Oh, nice. Yeah. There's a lot of cool things, and especially if your taste for Mexican food, there's a lot of good places to go to.
Oh, good. Yes.
This whole weekend is going to be Mexican food for me, and Mexican food and barbecue is what I.
Yes,
some pretty good barbecue there too.
You cannot pass that up, and we'll make sure and tell the promotion team over here at Retro City to make sure they do right by you guys and take you to the San Antonio staples for sure. But if you're just joining us, you're just watching right now, Joe and Heidi are going to be in San Antonio this weekend for Nemesis Fest.
Yes.
It's put on by Retro City. Be sure to check them out on social media for more information. And they're going to be meeting with fans, taking pictures, signing autographs. So if you are a Resident Evil fan, these are the OGs you're looking at right now.
We're the OGs.
And Jill, it doesn't get any better than that.
No.
Put on your best Chris Redfield cosplay outfit. Put on your best Jill costume. Come on down here and celebrate with other Resident Evil fans. It'll be a great time. Maybe we should get Heidi. We should get a console hooked up and get Heidi to play a little bit of the game.
Yeah, that would be cool.
A little bit.
Would that be so crazy? Oh my gosh. Yeah, we could do it. Somebody would have to guide me.
We'll make it happen for sure. For sure.
So I got a question for both of you again. since Joe has some 3D prints that he's bringing down, is there
Ooh,
anything that
yeah.
you're bringing down, Heidi, for fans to get from you?
Yes, 8x10s.
Nice.
Yep. We
Absolutely.
both have
Yes,
8x10.
8x10.
I've got these T-shirts, the Chris Redfield T-shirts,
Yeah.
which are
Oh,
super high
nice.
quality. I'm gonna have a bunch of those, and then I also have it's downstairs right now where I'd show you. I have the official Chris Redfield survival knife. I can show you the handle. This is
Oh.
all 3D printed in resin. These are not real knives, but here's the handle.
So
Uh,
cool.
Oh, nice.
And this is because I'm also a 3D modeler. I couldn't find any really good recreations for cosplay of the Chris Redfield survival knife. There's a few people out there who have them, but they're not the exact one from the game. So I went ahead and modeled the one from the game. And this is just the handle. So you can imagine there's a 10-inch survival knife blade that comes out from that. And I print them in resin, and you can pick them up. And then, so this is unpainted. You can paint that yourself. They just the blade just glues into the handle there. But we've
Nice.
got that. We've got the these little guys, the little Chris Redfield statuettes.
Yes, those look so cool.
Yeah, these came out really well. So these have a little
Amazing.
base that they stand on, and I'm open to requests. You know, if anybody has
Yeah.
a Resident Evil item that they would like made, they can contact me, and I can make something in 3D and print it out for you.
That's awesome.
You guys must have seen some really great collectibles from the franchise. Name one or two things that you saw that you were like, wow, I can't believe that exists. Anything like that?
People make little sprays. They
Oh.
have little homemade sprays. I saw one fan who had like a little bit off finger in a test tube with liquid in it. That was hilarious.
I got one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. People will make all kinds of stuff. I always get a little worried when people walk up with the cans of the first aid spray, and they spray me with it, and I have no idea what's actually in the can. Yeah, it's like, what is this DDT? What are you spraying me with? Is this?
Oh yeah.
Please don't spray the talent this weekend while you're at the event.
Yeah. Don't spray the talent.
Don't spray the talent. Just put a big sign.
Please, guys.
Do you guys get any gifts by chance from fans?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Fan art all the time.
Yeah.
Some of it's amazing. I got to tell you, some of the stuff people who walked up and said, "Here, I made this for you." I'm like, "What? Are you kidding?"
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes my heart explode. I mean, that's just
Mhm. And really
That's so
sweet
cool.
to get fan art. Yeah.
man, the best.
What was going through your mind, or how proud were you when you realized that the franchise was going onto the big screen and that you're a part of that legacy? And now, I mean, they've had, I want to just throw a number out there, what, 8, 9 movies, maybe?
Yeah.
Some live action, a couple animated, straight to streaming. But like, how does it feel, or what did you originally feel when you found out it was going to the big screen?
Well, I didn't know. I wasn't really paying attention. So when it went to the big screen, I was like, oh, that must be based on the game I was in.
And they're really not. I mean, they're the movies are they're very not the games.
No, they're out there,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, they're the team over there at Constantine Pictures have taken them far afield, hoping that someday somebody makes a Resident Evil movie that feels like a Resident Evil game, or at
Yes.
least has the vibe. You know, they've been so wildly different from the games. I think it's exciting, and I think there's certainly a ton of material there that could be made into a feature film or even a TV series.
Oh yeah.
Would love to see that.
Yeah, and we'd have to be in it, Joe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I
Yeah.
couldn't play. I'm 64 now. I couldn't play Chris Redfield, but maybe I could be his estranged father or something. I don't know.
We can do cameos.
Yes.
Or I could be a zombie. I could do zombie stuff.
Hey,
Ah,
No, without you guys and without the game in general, I mean, you guys are the characters that gave the base of these people. I mean, and of course, Hollywood. That's the thing about with video games and other things. They try to change it instead of staying close to the original.
yeah,
I think if they stayed more close to the original product, fans would, I mean, go out in droves. I mean,
sure.
this was such a horror game. I mean, it
Yeah.
was a jump scare game. It literally had you on the edge of your feet while you were playing, and they were making it more live action, like more just action type based.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the action you had here wasn't that much. I mean, it was, yes, you had a couple of fight scenes here and there, but the whole process of it was trying to survive and make sure you can make it through the game.
Yeah.
And that was the most important part of it. And
I
but
think the
yes,
people who have done that the best are the Last of Us folks, who, with
Yeah.
the TV series that they've done, they did a great job with that. And I can't
Yes.
wait for the second season to come out.
I
it's gonna be so
About
good.
next month, April, I think. Doesn't that
You're
drop
right.
in April? I think.
April 22nd, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, great! I can't wait. That's
Yeah,
my
it's
favorite game right now.
it seems like now would be the best time because you're right. Last of Us, they stuck to their guns and people have responded. Sonic, 3 films in, making $1 billion each, close to,
Man.
and they're doing it because they're staying so close to the original material, and that it's not. I don't want to say it's a no brainer, but you have shows like Halo, which strayed away a little bit, and they found out it was too far, and
Right.
people weren't really enticed by that. So yeah,
Why is that? They don't understand fandom. I mean, I don't know why these people can't see the vision. It's
no
people sitting behind a
idea.
desk.
Well, you guys, I have to get rolling here. So thank you so much, Ted, Ray, Joe.
Heidi. Good to see you.
Nice.
We'll see you
So
tomorrow
great
in
seeing you.
San Antonio.
Yes.
Super cool. Where should we go? Here's a question for you guys and for the fans. Where
Okay.
should we go to dinner tomorrow night? Friday
Yeah.
night. in San Antonio.
Yes. Tell us.
Where-
Okay.
If
What do
we
you think,
want,
Ray?
Bye.
Bye,
Bye, you
Heidi.
guys.
See you soon.
see you
Travel
tomorrow.
safe.
So depending, are you wanting the barbecue or are you wanting the Mexican first?
I want
There you go.
barbecued Mexican food.
Ooh,
I just
that's
That would be
tough.
good.
There might not be a place that has pulled that off yet.
There's some food trucks that do, which they're
Mm.
called el
love
pollos,
food
where it's
truck.
like a chicken that's it's a red chicken with some refried beans, rice. It's a food truck though. It's not a restaurant.
No, that's the best
Yeah,
food.
and
The food truck food is the best. We have Hilaria's Tacos comes. We have in my little community that I live in here in Valencia, California. We have every summer they have Friday nights. They have a little area that they bring food trucks in for the community, and it's near the pool area, and everybody just food and partying and stuff. And Hilaria's Tacos, I'm giving a shout out to them here in Valencia, California. Best. Oh my God.
nice.
I lay down in the road for Hilaria's Tacos.
Oh yeah, they're the best. So little small ones are always the best because they're making it from scratch and it's not
Yeah.
fast food.
With love.
Yeah. I don't, Ted.
Yes.
What you got the connoisseur places that you go to? What would you recommend?
Oh my gosh. If it's Tex-Mex, I tell folks to go to Rosario's when they get a chance. Rosario's is like just a staple here, and anything you have is incredible, and their fish tacos are like world renowned. So if you're a fish taco fan, then yeah,
I am.
that's what you need to get into. Metro
Stars.
City's in the house. What is going on,
Nice.
guys? Make sure you take Joe somewhere nice to eat this weekend. He's looking for some amazing Tex-Mex and amazing barbecue. And
Absolutely.
barbecue wise in San Antonio, if you want the best barbecue, you got to drive about 30 to 45 minutes outside the city. But if you stay
Okay.
inside the city limits, um, is it Luther's, the one downtown, Ray, next to the
Yeah, there's there,
Frost
there- yeah,
Tower?
there's Luther's. There's a number of them. So there's a couple that I feel like okay, the brisket's good, but
Right.
the sausage is not so great. But then there's this one that has the
Mm.
cream corn is so good. So it's kind of like it's one of those things. It's like McDonald's, right? You go buy a burger, the fries are good from McDonald's, but you like the burger from Whataburger. It's kind of one of those. But it's just your preference on what kind of meats you like and what kind of sides you like to go.
Right.
Do you like to eat your meat just the
Sure.
meat for the flavor, or do you like the
Yeah.
barbecue sauce? There's so much you got to go into when you're eating barbecue,
Oh yeah.
and
Absolutely. It's actually a really wide spectrum of food
yeah,
too. You don't realize you think of it being a you think barbecue of being a specific thing, but man, and then there's the kind. Is it Chicago style?
Mm,
Is it Southern style? Is it like Louisiana barbecue? I mean, there's Texas barbecue. You know,
exactly.
yeah.
But
Very different, and I feel like I could be wrong about this. Texas probably has the biggest range of food. We don't waste any parts of the cow, especially the further south you go, the more parts of the cow we actually use. You start,
right?
using tongue and
I've had
cheeks
lingua.
and face
I've
and all
had
that.
lingua.
So.
I have not
okay,
had cabeza. Cabeza is where I draw the line.
okay. So if you want that, there's a place called Deus, and they have the best, um, uh, basically tongue tacos. Barbacoa is what it's called,
Ooh, nice.
and their tamales. Oh
Oh,
my god, are the best. Every Sunday, that's our pretty much me and my wife's
oh,
breakfast. What we get is Deus tamales and the barbacoa for Sunday
my
and Big Red.
favorite breakfast food is chilaquiles.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Love that. There's a place in Austin that when I used to do improv shows in Austin, we used to go to this place. I forget the name of it now, but it was just a little hole in the wall dive, picnic tables, but the chilaquiles were just best. And it's just
Yes.
eggs and taco chips.
Yeah, corn tortilla mixed with
Oh,
With
tomatoes
salsa.
and
so
salsa.
simple, so simple, but so good.
You're
Exactly.
gonna have a lot of options this
Yes.
weekend. It's
I'm
it's gonna be
excited. I can't
tremendous.
wait to get there.
Yeah, and I'm excited because the fan community here in San Antonio is a passionate one. You're gonna
Good,
see
Yeah.
folks dressed up. You're
good.
gonna see. I've seen Nemesis costumes frequently here in San Antonio. I don't know why, but there's always at least one or two of them
Okay.
stomping around conventions or whatnot. So yeah, it's exciting. It's gonna be a good time, and yeah, I if anybody's just watching right now, we're talking with Joe Whyte, who's going to be in town for Nemesis Fest, put on by Retro City. It's all going down at Ingram Park Mall this weekend. For more information, please go to Retro City on social media. The event is free, parking is free, and you're going to get a chance to come see Joe, Matthew Taylor, and Heidi Anderson, Jill Valentine herself, this weekend. Bring your items to sign, take some photos, and tell them all about your experiences playing Resident Evil. And if you are feeling frosty, send them your therapy bill because a few of us probably had to go through therapy because of this game.
Uh,
Not my responsibility. Call Capcom. They will pay for all of your psychiatric needs.
oh man. Yeah,
Man,
that game,
They'll
you
give,
throwing the remote at the game and
they have
everything like that.
they have some special herbs from the mansion that they'll give you to deal with your psychotic episodes.
Uh,
I wouldn't take anything that Capcom or Umbrella give you. To never take anything from
no.
those.
oh,
It will turn you into something weird.
There is something to say about this franchise that anytime I see a logo even remotely close to an umbrella from a company, it's automatically triggering. It already puts like a certain amount of fear and anxiety into my brain. And
That's very
they
true.
exist. They're out there. There's some companies and their logo looks like the Umbrella Corporation. I'm just like, what are you doing? Do
Yeah.
you not understand like
Do you not
how much
know
fear that
about
puts into people?
exactly?
How much
That is
dread
so true.
instills within us anytime we see that logo anywhere? Like
Right.
seriously, it's what's I don't know. It's wild. But yeah, it's that's how you know how impactful this game and this franchise has been because it
Right.
does stuff like that to us.
Absolutely.
Wild.
So I gotta ask you, what are the sizes are going to be available in those shirts? Just because I'm a big boy, so if it's not in my size, but
I
just for
think I
fans to
have
know what they have a chance to get.
up to 3XL. And here's the thing:
Nice.
I've got my supplier is online. If you want a shirt and I don't have them with me, I don't have your size with me. Just make an order and I'll get it to
Oh
you.
wow.
I have he can make one-offs. I could just call him and tell him like send a short sleeve Chris Redfield T-shirt to so and so, and then it's
Wow.
it's a done deal. It ships right from him.
Nice.
So I've got these, and then I've also got some long sleeve ones that say Resident Evil in red across
Nice.
the top, and they have like the keys from the mansion down the sleeve, and this is the thing on the back. Those are really nice shirts. I actually am sold out of those, but they're on the if you go to the Crimson Head Elder podcast website, there's a link to our Etsy store,
nice.
and you can make an order there for those shirts, and also for the 3D printed stuff, and for autographs as well.
Wow. Cool.
I'm also on Streamily. If you go on Streamily, you can get stuff there. And if you want, I'm on Cameo.
Hey,
So if you want, if someone's having a birthday and you want me to sing, I'll grab my ukulele and sing them a song or something. You can do a cameo with me too.
fantastic. And
Nice.
how do people find you on social media? What's your handle?
Instagram, and let me see. Why don't I actually just know this off the top of my head? I should. If you go to Instagram, I have 2 accounts, and you can look up. I think I'm under. Hold on. Look up Joe Whyte Comedy. That's Joe Whyte, Joe Whyte with a Y Comedy, all one word, and that's my Insta account. And please come join me there. I'm trying to shift over from X, so
Nice.
trying to get all my X followers to come join me on Instagram.
Sweet.
Trying to keep it as simple as possible. Keep everything in one place because I can't keep up with
Yeah. Too many.
all the different. I'm just one. I don't have a team. It's just one person trying to pay attention to all the social media stuff, and I just there's not enough hours in a day for me to keep track of
You're
everything.
not
Well, so
kidding.
I do notice in the background you've got guitars and stuff. That's something that Ted
Yeah.
does. He's a musician as
Oh,
well.
okay, all right, sweet. Let's have a jam. Let's have a Resident Evil jam session out when we come
Hey,
out.
I'm down. I'm down. But you play. You got a
Bring the-
bass there. Oh, you got a bass and a guitar there. Is that a Fender on the right?
Is a Fender Telecaster, and I've got my Gibson J45.
Oh, you got a
here.
Gibson?
Yes, it's my little baby. You probably can't hear it because of the filters on the video.
Oh, it
probably
sounds good.
blocking the
Yeah.
sound. Oh, really? Okay. All right.
Nice.
So, yeah, I've been playing since I was I don't know 6 years old,
Wow.
and music is a huge part of my life. I've actually, if you go to reverbnation.com or SoundCloud, you can find some of my songs up there that I've recorded over the years.
Nice.
They are very old recordings. So the recordings are actually older than Resident Evil. They're like 35 years
Wow.
old. The recordings. I haven't recorded in a long, long time, but you can hear it.
Wow.
And then you can come to the show in San Antonio this weekend and mock me for how bad my music is.
Oh man,
That'll be fun.
that's so cool. I mean, that's the thing. We all have our our vices that we love to do. That we
It is a
Yeah,
vice.
it's like, well, of course, mine and Ted, if you can tell in our background, what we spend our money on. Um, so it's and that's the
Yes.
best part though. It's like, us growing up, me and you, back in the day, I think things have gotten way better than what we had growing up, as in toys and games. And
Oh yeah.
so it's like now it's like, oh, I didn't have that growing up. I'm gonna go buy it now. So it's that's the best part
Yep.
about it.
And I'm, like I said before, I'm going to be 64 in April, and I am experiencing my childhood all over again. Getting to be a part of this community and being as involved with video games as I am now. Um, it's keeping me young.
Nice.
I'm a Toys R Us kid. I don't ever want to grow up.
Yes, that was the best. That was the best. Toys R Us.
Yeah. Love hearing that, and cannot wait to see you in town, and the great folks over at Retro City. As I mentioned when we first started the show, they just put on incredible events. Everyone has a great time. The guests are they're so enthusiastic, and yeah, it's going to be fantastic. So again, this weekend, if you're in the San Antonio area, come down to Nemesis Fest, put on by Retro City. Come meet Joe White. Come meet Heidi Anderson and celebrate the Resident Evil franchise with all fellow like-minded fans. It'll be a great time. We also
Absolutely.
I did tease to some folks online that we were going to do a giveaway. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that
Oh,
right now. If you are in the
what do we get?
This is for Houston residents. If you're in the Houston area, we have a upcoming screening to Black Bag, and this is with Kate Blanchett, Michael Fassbender, Tom Burke, Naomi Harris, and Pierce Brosnan. So, if you would like,
I saw the previews. Yeah, it looks
it looks
fantastic.
great. It was all-star cast for folks who. Let's see here. Oh, that's not it. Let me see here. So for folks who want a shot to win, putting the link in the chat right now, or you can go to countdowntothegeeks.com and click on the contest link and get to that giveaway. Good luck to you all. If you are one of our lucky winners, be sure to arrive early as seating is first come, first serve. They are free, but seating is limited, and so I don't want you guys to miss out. And that screening is taking place on March 11th, which is a Tuesday, at the Edwards Houston Marquee Stadium. All right. Good luck to you
Nice.
all.
I bet they have those recliner seats, huh?
I'm pretty sure,
Yes.
yeah. That place is gigantic.
Right. I love those. Although I do tend to nod off if I get too comfortable.
You know what? That happened to me like a week ago. I was in one of those seats where it leans all the way back. My feet are up, and it was a dine-in theater, and so I ate a lot,
Nice.
and so none of that helped. I was full. The seat was all the way back, and I couldn't help it. I dozed off. I woke up when the waiter brought my bill. He was like, "Here you go, sir."
Oh, yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
"Thank you."
that'll wake you up real fast. What the?
Oh, that's
$27 for a hamburger?
Yeah, that happens. That happens quite often too.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, but no, I was just like, "Thanks for waking me up," because I don't want to be one of those guys where the movie's over and I'm still sitting there sleeping. I've seen that happen
Right.
before. I've worked in the theater business, so yeah,
Oh,
it's a thing. It's a thing. Well, Joe, we want to thank you for taking the time to meet with us. Also, Heidi, who we'll see this weekend, appreciate her for stopping by. Cannot wait for Nemesis Fest. It's going to be a great time. We'll talk to you about some food. We'll talk to you about Resident Evil. And Joe's got shirts. Joe's got 3D printed Chris Redfields he's going to be having at his table. Come on by. It's going to be a blast. Any final words for the fans you're about to meet this weekend?
I'm excited. Can't wait to meet y'all. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to just come down and say hi. And I love that too. And come on out and support these guys because they're doing God's work here, getting all things Resident Evil out to you, the adoring public.
Yeah, definitely.
And and I adore you as much as you adore Resident Evil. So it's an adore fest.
Absolutely. Ray, any final words, Ray?
No, I'm looking forward to meeting you, sir. Like I said, you are a big part of. I've had the thanks to Ted. I've had the opportunity to meet people like you, Mortal Kombat voice actors as well, because those are things I grew up playing, and being able to talk to you guys and about working on these things has been the best part of working with Countdown.
Yeah.
But I look forward to meeting you this weekend.
Oh, I can't wait.
Absolutely. And for anybody else watching right now, the one final announcement that we're going to make is that the Countdown to the Geeks team is going to be at South by Southwest, which kicks off next Friday, March 7th through the 15th in Austin, Texas. We're going to be conducting interviews with some of the biggest celebrities in Hollywood. We're going to be watching a lot of movies, giving you our reviews on those, and getting footage from the awesome, incredible South by Southwest. So cannot wait. The entire team is excited. And if it's anything like last year, it was just absolutely bonkers. We had a blast, and we're getting ready. So can't wait to talk about movies. That's what we like to do here. Talk all about movies, and we'll get some great content and chat with some of your favorite actors and actresses in Hollywood. So yeah, it'll be an absolute blast. Ray, what are you most excited to watch, man?
The Accountant, the cast, Ben Affleck.
The Accountant 2?
Yeah,
Count
The Accountant
2.
2.
Yeah.
I just saw the trailer for that today. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
I love the first one. I wasn't sure I was going to like it, but I first saw the first one that started out, and I was like, and then it got really good. So I saw the trailer for Accountant 2. I was like, yes! Oh my God, they made a second one.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Well, I'm a big Ben Affleck fan, so I'm a big Kevin Smith fan in general. And him and Affleck, have worked together from the past, and I've been able to meet almost everybody who's worked with Kevin Smith so far, and
amazing.
he's the only one I haven't been able to meet yet. And I'm hoping I could try to either get a photo or something. But yeah, I mean, he's one of the main ones I want to try to get to meet this weekend.
I can call him and have him meet you there.
Hey.
Oh yes,
I
definitely.
wish I had that kind of power.
Yes.
I do not. Tell him I said hi if you said no. You don't.
Oh yeah, definitely I will. I'm gonna say Chris Redfield said hi.
He'll say who? All right, my friends. Thank you so much for having me on, and I'll see you this weekend. Sir. We're gonna have a great time.
Absolutely. See everybody this weekend at Nemesis Fest. Have a great night, and come check out Joe this weekend. All right, take it easy, guys. Peace.